Hi beauties, so welcome back to another vlog. You're probably like, why are you in my face? Because you guys asked for an updated makeup routine and I'm delivering in a vlog in the light, in a way that you can see what I do. I feel like my makeup has been thriving and my beats have been beating. I feel like mostly because of my skincare routine. You would have saw me do that in the last week's vlog where I just went over my in-depth skincare routine and I haven't shared what I've been doing at night, but really just getting monthly facials and just keeping the skin, because if your skin's not good, the makeup is not going to lay. But I have a few new tips that I've learned, but mostly I want to tell you I feel like I have to burp or something. Okay, so I feel like what has been helping me mostly is products, blending is going to be your friend, and brushes. So some of the brushes that I got are, I forgot my foundation one, but oh no, this is the foundation, have been from BK Beauty. I was gifted these and I didn't really think anything of it until I started using them. And when I tell you, this foundation brush, this is the BK Beauty HG 101, changes the game. They're amazing. I use it for my concealer. I'll show you how I use this one, but I really love. So being able to blend everything together and making sure that the skin is like hydrated, because if your skin is not hydrated and prepped correctly, things are not going to blend. And blending is key because you want the highlight to blend with the face, you want the the contour to blend with the blush. It's blending. I like to keep my makeup pretty simple, and I have an eye makeup look that I'll show you guys that I usually do all the time. It's like my go-to, and it's just, I perfected it. So when I go out, that's probably what I do, with like a wing liner, and that's how I beat my face. So I will show you that routine today, and of course with the products that I use. I always start with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This primer is my primer of choice now in the winter months. In the summer, it's a little too oily for me. I'll go to like the one size, excuse me, mattifying primer, but right now it's a little too cold for that primer. So I take a little bit, like not much at all, and I go in my T-zone here and just press it in, like I pat it in and on my forehead. And the key with this, it gets tacky, but you have to like let it dry. So I take that for a second and just let it dry. So while I do my makeup, I want to chit chat. You guys, if you're watching this, you probably saw my big life update video where I had a change in career. And I told you guys about like my year journey into like full-time content creation. This month makes 8 months that I've been a full-time creator, and my God, has it been a journey. Foundation Estee Lauder Double Wear. This foundation is my holy grail. This what I know looks good in pictures. This I know is going to wear nice. If you're hydrated and oily, this will just look like skin. You just have to make sure you're hydrated. Good primer, but this is the OG 6W2. But yeah, so this, I take like a pump and do my BK brush. This is HG 101, and I just go all over my face. Now, it's been 8 months and I've come to a lot of realizations, because of course with every job, there's positives, there's ups and downs. More ups in this job than ever, but still ups and downs. So I start by like going in the areas where I really want the coverage. If I know I'm not doing shadow, I go over on my eyelids because I have discoloration there and I don't like corrector, but I really just press in the foundation. I just do a pump. I try not to do more than that because it's not necessary. So I just go around and just blend it in. But yeah, so every job has ups and downs. This one has more ups, but there's certain things that I've learned. I feel like when I closed out and told that story, I feel like I was on a high. Not that I'm on a low now, but now that I'm 8 months in, I feel like I'm still finding my footing. I have been, honestly, like January and February. So January was a great month because like I still was getting a lot of like brand deals that were from December and getting paid for those brands. And February has been like so slow, like really slow, that not that I'm questioning anything, but I'm just kind of like, oh shit, what's going to happen? So just thinking of my business in different ways, trying to find other ways to use my set of skills. So looking into more consulting work, and just trying to be creative on ways to make money, honestly. So it's just been like a little slow, and not that I've been questioning my path, but more so questioning like, okay, when are things gonna pick up? But again, giving myself the same grace to know that this is my first time. You know, this is 6 months into a job technically. So this is my favorite brow pencil from Benefit. I use shade 4.5. I like to concentrate doing this, but I fill my brows in first, but I like to brush them. Now the key is if you have like really fine brows like myself, I forgot my thing, I gotta go grab it, but I like to brush them up, and usually I take the powder that's left off my powder puff and go over them so they don't get oily. So if you're a person like myself who has really no brows, and you'll notice at the end of the day that the tail of the brow is gone because it wiped off because your skin got oily, you need to do this trick. So let me grab my powder. So with that being said, I'm trying to just take this time. There's some projects that I'm working on personally that I have promised to myself and to God that I'm gonna do, and I feel like he's making it slow now so that I do them, and I've been dragging my ass, and I feel like I need to get those projects done. So this is my powder puff, so I'll take it over my brow and just kind of put the excess there just so my eyebrows stay in place. You got to do this if you are you don't have a lot of brows like me, and you're gonna fill a lot of them in. So I'm working on my little projects. When I say projects, like I'm not gonna like, you know, do anything major, but just little things that I learned even from Tashira to do to grow my business while it's slow. So I did plan for this. I knew this because I tracked my business last year. I knew that it will be slow this year, so I'm not surprised. I just think we're just in such a shitty like world climate that I'll be honest, I did not predict that we will be in. And that is just a shit show in itself. And not that I want to, you know, keep referring to politics, but I just have to be real. There's just so much happening, and every day we have to hold our breaths. And you know, I want to be a creator who is real with you guys about my life in general, and just how things are in the world and how they're affecting all of us. So, you know, even with my fashion content these days, I'm trying to be more intentional about it, be more purposeful about it, because I don't want to sit there and just be like, here's another haul. Yeah, I don't care. I went to Target anyway. Like, no, like I'm a person, I have feelings, I have thoughts. I want to be more intentional because, you know, it's so crazy. At one point we're all like a little nervous, we're all like, save our money, be more intentional, but then it's like, okay, like I still want to be stylish, I still like to shop, so I'm just trying not to let too much of that stuff stop me. So it's been difficult in that sense, in just not that, like, I really did not think that we were going to end up in this political climate. I was really, really hopeful, and I feel like still processing that and accepting that has been like, oh man, like I literally can't wait till the summertime to go outside and just have fun. So with this year, I'm just trying to have more fun, be more intentional with my content, be more intentional with you guys and how I show up, and being helpful to you, because I know we all nervous. So I just want to, even doing this and sitting down telling you how I really feel about my content creation journey and how it could be tough in the moment, I want to be, you know, transparent and authentic with you guys, because I think that's why y'all like me. I think so. So we're gonna just do our brows. I'm gonna just probably forward through this because y'all, I can't talk while I do this. I have to focus. But I take this pencil and I start from the bottom of the brow. So I'll move up a little bit just so you guys can see. So the brows are done. I really be like taking my time. I've been enjoying just taking my time like doing my makeup. So like I brushed them up. Usually if I don't clean them up myself, I'll go underneath with concealer, but I don't like that because sometimes like it's hard to blend it and I just don't like any weird pieces. So yeah, so after I kind of do that, then I go in with my concealer. Or do I do my eyes first? No, I do my concealer. What do I do first? Now I don't know anything. Now I don't know a thing. Let's just do our eyes. So on my eyes, I use the concealer. This is the Sephora Collection concealer. I use shade, if you guys can see it. There we go. I use shade 33.5 to highlight, but I'll show you on my eyes first. But I put it on my lids as a base just to kind of get my shadows something to stick to. Something to stick to, and then I go in with the BK HG A506 brush like this. I love this brush. And then I'll just kind of dab it and just kind of blend it out on my lid. So I just pretty much use concealer as a primer. And I use that concealer because it's less expensive, so I use that on my lids, but you can use any concealer you have. That's $11 right now, so Hourglass concealer, which is my favorite, is going to be used sparingly because it's $38. So that's the truth, and I just let that dry for a second. So back to my content creation journey. So with content creation, I'm just learning again. I feel like I'm back where I was, I think, in my journey like August, September, and not a bad place, but just in a place of letting it unfold. And what I'm learning about myself and what I feel like I've learned about myself throughout this whole process is I like to be in control. I really like to be in control. Like, I like to know what's going A, B, and C, where I'm gonna be tomorrow, where I'm gonna be next month. And yes, I've grown and I let stuff happen and unfold in the summer. But I'm back again like, okay, but I'm just like, again, letting it unfold. So I would say that is probably the hardest part of entrepreneurship, of just not knowing what is coming or what's next for you, and just literally taking it one step at a time. So back on my devotion kick, I started meditation in the morning just to breathe and just get rid of the anxiety, just to breathe and do my affirmations and clear my head, and going back with my routine of going to the gym. Well, I've always on my routine of the gym in the morning, but really meditating and breathing and just letting go and letting it flow and letting God do what he does, and just trying not to be in control. Because as soon as I get like these thoughts, it's just my anxiety building. That's just what it is as an anxious person. So brown script from MAC is my favorite crease color. Like, this is my MAC 224 brush, which is broken. I need to go buy another one, but this is my favorite brush, and this is my favorite crease transition color. For every eyeshadow look that I do, I use this crease color. So I'll just go in. It just blends everything seamlessly. No matter, like, you have to, if you want a good shadow look, you gotta blend the shadows together, and this is like the perfect crease transition color. So I'll just take that on the 224 brush. This palette from Artist Couture, I don't know if it's made anymore, but this is just like the Supreme Nudes palette. This compares to the Makeup by Mario Nudes palette, but I'll be honest, I don't really like how the Makeup by Mario palette blends out. I feel like it has a lot of kickback, and I just don't really love it. So I think I just end up throwing that one out. I like this because the shadows don't kick up. Like, a lot of kickback, meaning like when you dip your brush in it, a lot of it's not fluffing back at you, and I feel like they blend really, really seamlessly. So I'll go in with Aesthetic, which is another brown, and I take a small taper brush. This is MAC what? I'll link it. Taper brush, and I go in under the crease a little bit just to deepen it and detail it with that darker brown. And then I take the same brush and I go in with Mink, which is a darker brown, on the outer corner, and tap off the excess. But then, as you can see, I'm just kind of going in on the outside and then just blending that together. And you see you have like a seamless, can you see? Well, it depends on how smoky I want it. I'll just go back and dip my brush again. And then for the crease, I love like this exposed, like, oh shoot, chalky like white color. Well, beige, I won't say white because that could be very stark, but I just like how that looks. So I'll just take a flat brush. This is another MAC brush that's pretty loose. I forget what it's called. I've had these brushes so long that the names are rubbing off. I pretty much should go to the MAC counter. Then I put that on my lid. And then once it's on my lid, I take the other taper brush that I was using before and just kind of blend it together, because you want everything to be like blended. So I'm very into blending, because that's how your makeup eats, because it has to blend and then go back so you don't have like that stark harshness, and just blend it out like that. Looks crazy now, but I promise it's gonna come together. And then I'll just go in and just tap, and just blend together. So like I said, I'm just letting go and letting God control and letting things happen and let them unfold as they are meant to unfold, which a lot of times is very, very tough. It's very tough if you are a controlling person who likes to be in charge and likes to be boss. So we're there, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. So I'm gonna just do the other eye so we can move along to the rest of the face. Okay, so the eyes are done right now. It looks a little crazy. I promise it's gonna come together. I lined my waterline with the Kiss Professional Pencil. This is an Intense Gel eyeliner. I just like to use it for my waterline. I promise it's gonna come together. You're like, why do you have white on your eyes? It's going to come together. I promise, I promise, I promise. So another thing about this job in content creation, which is still taking some getting used to. So usually like the days, like obviously I've been out for New York Fashion Week. That was like 2 weeks ago where I was out every day. So obviously I've been sitting my ass down at home since then, because it's like, girl, sit down. You don't need to go out for probably the next 2 weeks. Adding concealer, so this is the Hourglass Teak. So this I just like to, oops, I put too much, put on the inner corner. This is kind of how I contour my nose. So I'll just do, not a lot because this is pretty thick and has good coverage here in these areas. Then I will spray with the Fenty setting spray before I blend that out. And when I blend it out, I like to use the Sephora Collection 47 brush. I like to use a brush rather than a beauty blender, because I feel like the beauty blender just removes all my products and I don't like that. So I feel like I get better blending and better control with this brush. So one of the things about like creating content and working at home, and what I've learned from being out, is like I obviously, like when I go to events and stuff, I love those things because I get to talk to people and network, and I get to network, talk to people, and kind of just be in I guess like my element, you know. And a lot with this job is, you know, home alone, and I never worked from home before because I worked in the office. So even during COVID, like mid-COVID, June 2020, we went back into, June 2020, we went back into the office. So I'd never really had a work from home experience. So even when we had to do social distancing and things like that, I worked in the office. So with an office, even though I hated the job, as you guys know, you work with people, you see people every day, and even though I hated the job, like I loved the people that I worked with, like my team and like my assistant, and I miss them. Like, you know what I mean? I miss talking to them and just having that company. So, you know, a lot of times with this, you're working alone. Like I'm creating reels, I'm talking to the camera by myself. I'm talking to the camera by myself. So sometimes I just miss the company. And at one time I was questioning like, oh, do I miss the job? And I'm like, no, girl, you just miss talking to people. You just miss having company, because sometimes this could be a little lonely. So it's important too that like even once a week where you see me going to Pilates, or you see me going out to an event, like I just need it. Like I just need to socialize a little bit with people, because I'll be by myself. I live by myself. I don't live with my boyfriend. And of course I'll call him and stuff, and I call my friends, I'll call my mom, but I'm here by myself. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I'm sad. I'm like, I'm not sad. You just need social interaction. Now this part, as you can see, this is where blending comes in. So you see how you could see like the concealer, where it starts, where it ends. And I didn't even like contour or bronze or anything, but you can see these harsh lines. This is the part where I'll go back in with my foundation brush and like blend and merge everything together. This is really important, because if you don't do that, you just end up having a lot of like harsh lines. So just kind of just going over, there's no more product on the brush, but just kind of going back in and just merging everything together. Like I won't go over my concealer, but I'll just kind of go over the areas around it just to get rid of those harsh lines. It's so important to blend that out. Blend, 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 blend. And then I go, this is the part 2 where I take this Sephora Collection concealer, which is like my highlighting shade, 33.5Y, and then I take a little bit to really highlight my face. So this is like the tip that really makes me look like snatched. So I'll go here, and this time I don't take a lot. So I'll just do a little dab of that, dab here, and then I'll take the smaller BK Beauty brush, the one that I use for my eyelids, A506, this one here, and then just like softly tap. Like really, really just tap. So yeah, so like I was saying, it's really important for me to kind of just go to events, to obviously network with people, but just to get out the house and socialize. Because you become like a little hermit and you become like sad, and I'm like, oh, am I sad? Do I not like this job? I'm like, no girl, I love this job. It's just sometimes you are just by yourself, or just absorbing on, because you're doing so much stuff online. I think for me too, and I kind of had to break myself out of it and like read a book or something, because I'm creating so much content online, I'm absorbing so much content online. And this is the most, like at work I couldn't be online like that because I had work to do at work, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I can go on my break or whatever, or take a moment on a Zoom meeting and go on Instagram, but I couldn't just be on it for like an hour at a time, you know what I mean? So now, since I'm absorbing more content, you know, I'm falling into the comparison trap. So it's just really about just keeping myself in check and relaxing, and really just making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's that. So that's how it's going well, but still just waiting. And like, as you guys know, because it's just like a new job for me technically, I'm learning at the same time, you know? So I'm learning like, okay, this is slow. Now that like I have to prepare for more for that for next year, but all good in the hood. So you see how we are like highlighted? We look like we're dying right now, but we're not dying. I go back in with that foundation brush just to again blend the harsh edges, the harsh lines. And if I see something looks weird, I'll go back with the concealer brush just to like touch it up, just to make sure it's like blended right. Like around my mouth, so you don't see like a big old like white stain. So now I'll just go in with my bronzer, which is the NARS Laguna bronzer. I clearly love this product because I have nothing left. So I'll just take this. I took this on the AG 109 brush from BK Beauty, but I usually use the e.l.f. brush, but I don't feel like going to get it. So I'll take my bronzer, go around the perimeter of my forehead. This is kind of like, I know contour is contour because it creates shadows, but the same thing as one would do with contour, I do with bronzer. I just like my face to be bronzed rather than contoured. I just like it better. Another thing with doing your makeup, like you could take tips from me, but if you found something that works for you, then do what works for you in your face, you know what I mean? I think sometimes people take these kind of videos too seriously. Like, you don't have to do everything I do. But if you see something you want to try, then try it. So I'll just take my bronzer and just kind of go around the perimeter of my face. Again, back with that foundation brush, blending everything together. Yeah, love that. Ooh. Okay, so I don't want this video to like keep dragging because I'm talking to you guys. So I hope you're following along so far. So far, I feel like I can't really tell because I'm looking at my makeup in a light that like I usually don't look at it. So I'm just like blending everything. So this is where I go and set. I set with the Fenty banana powder and banana, and I use a powder puff. Now, with this, I don't overly bake, so like I'll put this much like on a powder puff like this, but then I tap off the excess on my hand, and then I go under one eye And then I do the same for the other. This is my favorite powder. I've tried others. For me, I test a lot of things. Like I take pictures with flash, and this I've worn at night. It just looks good. It sets everything great. And I love the shade. It's not too yellow. The Huda one I had tried is a little too yellow for me with my coloring right now. I feel like in the summer, it'll be perfect. When I'm a little bit darker, but right now it doesn't bring out my highlight. And then you guys know I went over this last time. I go set with the Rare Beauty Chestnut powder, and I take a powder brush, go like this, tap off the excess, and for me, I feel like this creates the flawless base. I take it, I don't go in my highlighted areas, but I take it and I press it in like that, like around my highlighted areas. You see how the color and everything is coming back to my face? And I don't like for the under eyes and powder to sit for too long, so I'll just wipe that off with another brush. And this is where I'll go in with my eyeliner. So my favorite eyeliner is from Sephora collection. It's the brush tip, not the felt tip. And this is called the Precision Eyeliner. So this, I'm gonna just fast forward through so you guys can see. Okay, beauties, so let's add some bronzer. The one that I like is from Mented Cosmetics. I need to get another one because look at it, girl. This is the color Yacht Life. As you guys know, Mented is a black owned business. So I'll just go over like my cream with this. I did the Huda thing last time, but I think I like the powder better. So go over like this, like so, like that. Add blush. Well, let me add mascara to let that dry before we get to the lashes. Stacey asked for the lashes to be detailed, so that's what they will be if I can find the mascara. You guys know I like the Rare Beauty mascara. So let's forward through this. Blush, I'm going to take the Huda Beauty Sunset Litchi. This is a new one. It's a liquid blush. Or should I do the pink? I don't know. Let me try this. I just want to see how it looks. So I'll just go, for me, I like to bring my blush up into, so it's all about blending. So I take my brush, this is from Jones Road, and then I kind of just do my cheek like that, and I bring it up. How do I feel about this blush? It's very kind of nude. Let me add a little bit more because I like blush, y'all. But I really like to bring it up into, like, I always go like that, but I like to bring it up into the temple, kind of. Like, I don't like my blush to sit here. Bring it up a little bit. Like, if you go like this, like, you follow your cheek a little bit. These blushes have a smell. They smell pretty good. See? You see how it brings it up? When I bring it up, you blend it into the bronzer. And you can take the excess from your brush and just go on your forehead just so it all matches. But it looks very, very natural. Now, for mascara, you take your favorite lash. I use this glue. This is the Duo glue in the black. This is the brush on glue. So I have an old pair of lashes. I usually like a Demi Wispy glass eyelash from Ardell. I'm gonna take a pair of old ones. Now, here's the key. Here's the key with lashes. I'm pretty good at putting them on, so I could do them pretty fast. This is the lash here. Well, I don't know if you could take it, but you apply the glue on. I really should probably get another pair of lashes because this has so much old glue on them. But you take the glue and like brush it on here. Now I brush the glue on and I lay the lash down to let it get tacky for a second. You don't put the lash on right away. Let me remove some of this old glue from this lash. And I like this lash because it's pretty thin, the Ardell ones, and like they don't poke me. Sometimes when the band is too thick, it like, you could feel it on your eye and it could be really, really like annoying, and you could feel the lash on. That is so annoying. But sometimes I make mistakes, and sometimes I don't apply enough glue. So I always start with my left eye first. So I take it and kind of just go like this, like letting it dry. Now, the key is to look down. Like I could do it with my hands. Look down, and you pop it on the lash line and just take it and just put it, like place the lash on. And you can like move it a little bit. And it's on. See, it's on. Ooh, it's on. And then I'll go do the other one. See, this one I applied wrong, so I'll just move it over a little bit. That's why you want it to be tacky. But the key is to like look down. And it's on. Ooh, it's on. So the face comes together. I go back in with my Fenty setting spray. I wet my face. Let me do my lip combo that you guys asked about. Makeup Forever Limitless Brown. I love this liner. It's my favorite liner. So another thing that I usually do, but I didn't feel like doing it, is like sometimes, like depending on how I want like my cheek to be cut out a little bit, like a little bit more contoured, I will take a darker powder and then just kind of like go like this. Like if you really want to like cut your face a little bit, like cut the cheek, you could do that. I didn't do that, but sometimes I usually do, just to bring out the cheekbone. You see what I'm saying? And then I'll just like, I'm not looking in the right place. But if you really want to like reverse contour and you don't really want to use a concealer or anything like that, because the key is to, like when you use concealer and all those things, you gotta blend those things out. Otherwise it'll give you harsh lines. But I gave myself a little without doing too much. Okay, so if I did a peachy blush, so let's do a peachy lip. So this is Warm Peach by Anastasia. And if I mess up a little bit, I'll just like take the liner. I always like to top my lipsticks with like a little bit of gloss. This is Hourglass in the color Unreal Child. Oops. Yep. So like I'll look back at my makeup just like everybody else does. Then I'll see if I need to add a little bit more blush. But this is usually what I do for my face. See? Ooh. We beat. So that was the work update. So yeah, so like I said, just taking it like honestly just like one step at a time, one day at a time, trying to control my anxiety. my, you know, my anxious anxiety and just take it one day at a time and just really give myself grace to know that this is the first time I'm ever doing something like this, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy to me too, because like so many of just my peers in general, women my age, I'm 37 by the way, and a lot of people that I know who have careers are like so unhappy at their jobs, and even so many of you who related to my story, and like we all are just trying to figure it out, and not to say just because I'm in my 30s I'm figuring it out. At any age I could be figuring it out, but it's just literally putting one foot in front of the other and just going, like, you know what I mean, just seeing what happens kind of thing. So yeah, like I'm doing well. I don't feel the need to go back to work, but even I've been thinking too, like, oh, if I had to go back into corporate, like I said, never considering the word failure, but just like, okay, what would I do? What do I like? So just even still learning about myself and just learning certain things. I do miss work community. Pretty much I miss my friends. That's it, but hopefully work and just in general, I think of course will pick up just because it's spring and things are gonna change. We'll just be excited to go back outside. I do have plans in the summer, so just taking it one day at a time. So if you made...
Hi beauties. So I decided to keep the video going, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just show you guys my nighttime skincare routine in the same video, because I'm not gonna do it in another one anytime soon. And just every time that I end up vlogging or like going out and doing something, I end up like coming home and just done from the day and not giving you guys an update on my skincare routine. So the first thing I do is take off the lashes. I think this is the first time I'm actually doing my nighttime skincare routine. And since I told you guys where I was personally with my full-time content creator career 8 months in, I feel like of course I'll do a year update because things can change at any moment. I guess it's important to tell you like my plans for the future and what I am looking for and how I want to grow my brand in the future. My plans for the future of my business is obviously to grow my platforms. If you're not aware and you are looking to transition into full-time content creation, well, you know how it is. Like yesterday's price is not today's price. So if you, for instance, have 10K and you get to 20K, you know, whether it's like Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, you can charge more. So that's pretty much my growth now, is obviously growing my channels and being able to keep my engagement and still keep my engagement as it is, because you don't want to grow and not have engagement, because I can grow to 200K, but if people are not engaged with my content, it doesn't matter. So really just keeping my content growing, of course, maintaining more community. So I definitely want to engage more with my community. That's why you see me doing the lives and build my community more. And I love talking to you guys anyway, so that's some of my goals. Of course, I have other goals that I'm not going to share, but those are pretty much the core goals. It's always going to be to grow and to elevate, because when you grow and elevate, you can charge more for what you do. So I take my makeup off. I use the Edem Dew Cleansing Balm. I really enjoyed this. Edem is a Black-owned skincare line. So like it's really, really good. So I'll just take it and just go around my face. Sorry if I keep bumping into the mic, but it gets everything off. I don't put, like today, usually I have to use a little bit more when I do like shadow and like a full beat, because I have on quite a bit of makeup, but I just massage it gently and then I'll just wash it off. But it's important to double cleanse. This is one of my favorites. It's at the top of the list, this and the Elemis, because it actually gets everything off. So once you kind of wash it off, it turns, like if you wet it, it's going to turn into like a milk. So of course, as you wet it, you see it turn into like a light milk. So we'll just go ahead and wash that off. And once we wash that off, you guys have asked, like even on the live, I listen to my community. So whatever you guys ask, I listen. So I told you guys I was trying the new brand Beauty Stat. well, it's not a new brand, they just rebranded. That's founded by a Black chemist. So this is the Universal Microbiome Barrier Balancing Cleanser. So I love a balancing cleanser. This will be my first time trying this. So we're gonna try this tonight, and we're gonna try the triple action peels. I like to do some type of peel. You know, you know from my last facial that I pretty much like to overly peel, but that keeps my skin glowing and smooth. So we're gonna try that tonight, but I like to do it every, let me turn the water off. I like to do it every 2 to 3 nights. Usually when I feel like my skin texture, I don't know, I feel like I love exfoliation. Exfoliation is one of my favorite things to do with my skin because it just makes such a difference. And I feel like exfoliating and getting into peels. I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I first went to Sephora when I first got a job there, I didn't have like a skincare routine, and I always suffered with hormonal acne. I always had dark spots, and I would match my foundations to my dark spots because that was the basis of my skin tone. So when I learned and met one of the AEs, the account executives from Dr. Dennis Gross, and she told me about peels and helping resurface my skin. Back in the day, it was all about highlighting. I never used to like to highlight because it brought out the texture of my cheeks, but with peeling and resurfacing, and I did like the Dr. Dennis Gross peel every day for 30 days, it changed my skin, and that's when I learned that these things and peels and doing them at least once or twice a week in your routine will help with skin cell turnover, and it will help with the overall glow and the actual texture of your skin. So let me wash this off and then go in with this cleanser, and then we'll chat more about content creation. So I just washed my face off, so it's really wet. I'm like dripping everywhere, so I'm gonna go in with the cleanser. So this is my first time using it, so it's like, this is like the texture of it. It doesn't have a smell. I like that it's foamy. I love a foaming cleanser because the one I was using previously, like the Use to the People. I got it on my lips. The Use to the People, you know, it's like a gel cleanser, so it doesn't set up. So I do like that this suds up and foams up. It's nice. So I'm gonna wash this off, and then after I wash my face, we'll go in with the peel and experience that. So I like to dry my face off with like a paper towel or the Clean Skin Club towels. And then another thing I usually do, but I ran out, I'll take my micellar water and go in the perimeter of my edges, because as you know, when you're like doing your makeup, and you can see on the towel here, like makeup kind of gets in your hairline, but I ran out of it. But after like cleansing my face, like usually when I look for a good cleanser, like what you shouldn't feel after cleansing is like you shouldn't feel instant tightness, because that means the cleanser is too drying. So I don't feel that at all. I actually feel really hydrated, and like washing it off, it felt really creamy. It actually felt really, really good. I actually like that a lot. So that was the Beauty Stat Universal Microbiome Barrier Balancing Cleanser. So it's supposed to be gentle to remove oil, pollution, creamy, removes makeup, but I always double cleanse no matter what. So yeah, my skin feels like really good and hydrated after that. It doesn't feel like tight, because sometimes when that happens, you know you gotta let that product go. So I'm gonna try the peel. So this peel is actually, like they rebranded the brand to Beauty Stat. It's supposed to be, I forget, I think it was supposed to have unicorn like skin, but they rebranded. I remember seeing Bethany Frankel use these. So if you saw these on TikTok, they rebranded them. So I'm excited to use this. So it's the Universal Triple Action Peel. So it's supposed to, and the brand, by the way, is fragrance-free, dermatologist tested, chemist created, Black chemist created. Clean chemistry. So this is supposed to help with dull skin, uneven skin tone, and exfoliate, brightens, firms, reduce wrinkles. It's like an alpha beta peel pad. So let me just make sure, because some of them you have to wash off. I just want to make sure that I don't have to wash this off. Oh, okay, got it. So no. So it comes in a peel pack. I love these. I love when it comes in like a pack like this, because you can travel with it and throw it in and without feeling like you have to like carry around a lot of pads or like bulk in your luggage. So I like that. So it's like a little sheet, and then you just wipe it on. Ooh. How does it feel? Like do I feel tingling yet? I don't feel tingling yet. So you're supposed to just leave it on and let it sit for about 2 minutes. But you see when I don't do like another, like a micellar water, you still have dirt, so I need to go pick that up stat. So I'm just gonna go all around my skin and just let it dry. So I'm let that dry. You know, my skin is used to acid, so it's not really, I feel the tingling now, so you're supposed to let that sit for 2 minutes and you can follow up. Let me just make sure I'm reading directions. Yep, you can go in with your normal skincare routine. And usually now that I know after going to get my facial last month that you need to hydrate after you do a peel because it's resurfacing your skin and it could be dehydrated. But I have like a little breakout on my forehead. So hopefully this will help with that. Just get rid of a little bit of texture. It's really time for a facial, but I love these. So let that dry for 2 minutes. Now, nobody asked, but I'm thinking like a good question for me to answer for you guys is like if I can give somebody who's going into full-time content creation or just want to like live out their dreams, like what advice would I give them? I would say, first off, like get a plan together and go in as you can. This is the Lawless lip treatment. I just like to put on my lips. But I would just say get a plan together and really truly take the steps to go for it. Like I tell people all the time, like you guys heard my story. Like if you have a job that allows you to breathe and it's not stressing you out and you can get your content done, like post that content, get your shit done. You know what I mean? You have no idea how much I just wanted like a lenient, easygoing job. So if you have that opportunity and you're just looking, post your content, be consistent with it and get yourself a schedule. Like if you want to go on YouTube, make sure you're posting at least once a week. Make sure you're answering questions. Make sure you are posting SEO optimized content. But I would say go for it. And I think a big lesson that a lot of people can learn based on, in my advice, from the shit show that we've experienced this year is like, get on a different platform. Like if you're on Instagram right now and it's not working for you, try something else. I would say like one other, you know what I mean? Like if TikTok is working for you, get on something else because we don't own these apps. So when I first started, I started a blog. I still have that blog, which I updated. It's called The Brown Girl Beauty Guide. And I own that space on the internet because even with myself, they can take all this stuff away and you want to have a basis of where people can find you. So if you're on TikTok and you're just solely focused on TikTok, get on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're solely focused on YouTube, get on Instagram. Just have one other platform. And Pinterest too. Just something else where people can find you, differentiate your content, and just think of ways that you can add value. I'm starting to feel the tingling in my cheeks. I always feel it on my cheeks and like my forehead, so I'm feeling it. I feel the tingling, but I feel like my face tightening up. Like maybe it's just making me super firmed up. So I would say differentiation content, post that content and get to work and post the content. Like put yourself on a schedule, batch create, do what you have to do, but it could be done. And I think also too, what I've learned mostly like throughout pretty much being depressed and like coming out of it is just like dreams are real and you can go chase them. You can at a big age. You're never too old. It's never too late. Your journey is your journey and you're supposed to live it. So has that been 2 minutes? I think that's been 2 minutes. So my skin feels pretty tight now, like a good tight, not dry tight, but I feel like a little tingling. So I'm gonna go in with my normal skincare routine. So since I pretty much peeled my skin, I'm gonna go in with the Ectoin Inculus Serum. I love this serum. I've been using it day and night, and it's made such a difference in the hydration levels of my skin. I feel like I have been just glowing and thriving since I've been using it, but I will press that in. And hydrate that. I think I forgot a product. So next I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Stat Universal Eye Perfector. So this has vitamin C and it's supposed to smooth fine lines and wrinkles. Of course, help with under eye darkness. and I take a little bit. I do like this under makeup. It like feels really, really good, like under the eye, like as a good base, because it has like a smooth like blurring effect. So good for fine lines and wrinkles and priming before makeup. So I apply that. I've been putting a little like right here because my eyelids are like a little bit dark. Then I add the essence too. Like I feel like at night I'm all about hydration as well, because I felt like too, your skin replenishes the most when you go to sleep and things work. So I just be layering it on. So I'll just press that on. You guys know I still be using my Stridectin tight neck cream, because we have to be preventative. Like I put a dent in this thing. I like love this product. So if you're looking to firm neck, décolleté area, I definitely recommend it. I have both that one and I also have the one with the roller. I just prefer the cream, quite honestly. I like to do a nighttime skincare routine, but I also like to just put things on and be done with it. And that, like, I have too much to do. So once I have all of that, I've been using this night cream for a while. This one is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Treatment, and I really, really like it. Now, this treatment is very, very hydrating. You could use it on the neck as well. Like I've used this, like it's thick and it's very, very hydrating. So I feel like I don't have to use this every single night, but since we exfoliated and we're doing like a full-on skincare routine, I'm going to use it. She's thick, but she's luxurious. She's so, so nice and rich. I love it. I like this better than the Night Repair Serum. Like I prefer this to that. So I'll just go in with that. And let me know down below, do you guys have any like, I don't use retinol. Well, did I have a retinol? I had one from Youth to the People that I finished and I never went back to it. Not that I necessarily need it. I feel like my skin's doing well without it, but if you have like a retinol that you like and use, let me know in the comments. I would like to know, just because I feel like it will help with a little bit of texture. I get a lot of texture on my forehead and I feel like it might help with that, but usually when I peel and I get my facials, I do pretty well with that too. So we'll see. It could be just a hormonal thing, a digestion thing. So usually after that, I just play it forehead beaming, and I just go to bed, and that's like the nighttime skincare routine. Only thing that I might add sometimes, I did get this oil in from Symbiome. It's the postbiotic oil and it smells so good. Like it's so nice. I should probably just add that on. Like it's such a nice face oil and it smells so good, and it's just anti-aging, just to lock in the moisture. Like I feel like when you go to bed, you should be shining. You should be so shiny. You should be shiny and layer on that skincare. Like, I didn't need to do that, but I just did because I'm just being extra now. But you should be beaming, you should be glowing. All about hydration. You're going to sleep, your skin repairs. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this thorough beauty routine. We did our full glam makeup. We did our full night routine. We tried some new products. So far so good. I really love this cleanser. This cleanser felt awesome. If you're looking for like a rich cleanser that's not stripping and like you like a foam, you would like this. And then the peel, we'll see. So we'll see. But so far so good. It feels good. You feel tingling. I love that they come in little sheets. So of course I will link down below. And if you guys have any other questions, leave them for me down below, just about content creation, going full time. Of course we'll do a full year update in June, but I just want to give you guys the tea on how I'm feeling now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Be safe and be well. Bye.